I would probably try to take a selfie with Ghostface, maybe. I don't know, maybe I wouldn't. Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to another movie review. Today we're gonna talk about the movie The Final Girls, directed by names. Todd Strauss-Schulson? I think that might be the closest one I've ever gotten. So this movie is definitely a horror comedy movie. It's not just full-on horror, but it is, well, the DVD cover says it's an homage to classic 80s slasher movies, and it is. It's definitely, you can tell it's directed by a fan of those old 80s slasher flicks, for sure. But it follows our main character, Max, played by, did you say her name, Tasia Farmiga? Y'all know who I'm talking about. That girl. Who is mourning the death of her mother, who is an actress, and her most famous movie is a slasher movie called Camp Bloodbath. So on the anniversary of her mother's death, this movie theater is playing the movie, and Max and her friends get sucked into the movie. So the entire movie is them trying to get out of this 80s slasher flick, which is, the flick is very similar to Friday the 13th. Like, it's called Camp Bloodbath. There's a killer in a mask with a machete, and they even have the, like, slightly different, obviously, I'm sure for copyright purposes, but it's pretty much, they get sucked into Friday the 13th almost, or a movie similar to that. So it's them trying to get out of the movie, and also Max dealing with seeing her mom, who's not really her mom, because the characters that they're interacting with don't know that they're characters. Obviously, they don't know that they're in a movie or anything. This movie is super, super clever. It's like, it's definitely a self-reflective kind of brand of horror, similar to Scream by Wes Craven, but it takes it a different route. Like, normally, like in Scream, for example, which is compared to Scream, I guess. So like in Scream, the characters are aware of horror movie rules, and they still play into those rules. And they're aware that the situation they're in is similar to a horror movie. Whereas in The Final Girls, the characters are fully 100% aware that they are in a movie. Like, they know that they're in a movie, and they know that they're interacting with characters, and they know the order of the events that are gonna happen and things like that. So it kind of just takes it that next level. Like, not only are they just aware of the tropes, and they're aware that their situation is kind of like a horror movie, they are fully aware that they're in a movie. So it's interesting to see how they react differently to classic horror slasher movie things that happen. Like, they're aware of the music and the cues in the back, so when they hear that or when they hear like the music swelling and stuff, they're like looking around because they know that the killer is coming and things like that. It's very, very clever. Another interesting thing that they do in this movie is the characters use the tropes and classic slasher movie scenes and things. They use the tropes to their advantage in the movie. Like, in order to lure the killer, they get the slutty character to take off her top and things like that, and and they know that's gonna cue the killer to come in, because she is being she's being impure or whatever, you know. Classic 80s is, you have sex, you die, you drink, you die, you do drugs, you die, all that stuff. So they use that to their advantage in order to defeat the killer, and they even cue a flashback in order to distract him and stuff. It's very, very clever. And I like how they make it, like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I just don't even know how to describe it, the way they kind of make it even more so like a movie, I guess. Like, when Max's mother's character, Nancy, starts to tell the story of the killer, like, it cues a flashback. So they see like the world around them kind of start to melt down until they're like thrown in black and white. And at one point there's a title card that tells them it's the summer of 1957 or something like that for the flashback, and they step over it, like they're walking around it like it's an actual object in there. And it's so, I don't know, it's just like little things like that that are really, really clever and funny. And if you're a fan of 80s horror movies at all, I think you're gonna love it. It takes everything you love about slasher movies and just, and like any self-reflective horror movie, you still get those classic tropes and things that do happen. It's just taken a different way. So they don't really change it as a slasher movie. It's still the same, and there's still the final girl and everything. It's just, they take it a different way. Like, the characters are aware that there needs to be a final girl in order for them to defeat the killer and make it to the end of the movie. Overall, I really, really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was super clever and really well done. And it was like the little things that were funny, like the flashback with the scene melting around them, stepping over like title cards, and and seeing at the end, seeing the credits go like in the sky. They're seeing the credits roll, and just little things like that, I think, is just make it even more fun. The only gripe I have about the movie is, of course, while we already have our set of characters that are in the movie that have our, like, they play our typical slasher characters. Like, you have the slutty one, you have the final girl, you have the jock, you know, all that. They also, the set of characters that get put into the movie also kind of fill those roles. And we do have like the nerdy horror movie guy who is obsessed with Camp Bloodbath. So he's not to spoil a lot, but he's not in most of the movie. I'll just say that. He's not in a lot of the movie, but when they first get put into the movie, he's like saying the lines like as the characters are saying it to him and stuff, and it's so funny. That's how I imagine like any one of us being put into our favorite horror movie. That's what it would be like. He's less concerned with how to get out of the movie and more concerned with like actually being in his favorite horror movie. So even when they are confronted by the killer the first time, like, he's terrified, but he's also like in awe. Like, he tries to take a selfie, and it's so funny. Like, that's just how I imagine like any one of us being put, like, just imagine being put into your favorite horror movie. Like, I would probably try to take a selfie with Ghostface, maybe. I don't know, maybe I wouldn't. That's my only gripe, that character is not in the movie as much, because he is so funny and I love his character. Overall, I really, really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was really fun, really clever. Definitely a cute watch. Again, it's not like a horror movie, so it's not scary or anything like that. It's not even particularly gory, to be honest. It's more just, like the cover says, like an homage to 1980s slasher flicks. So if you enjoy the slasher genre like I do, I think you'll really, really enjoy the movie. It's just a fun watch. So if you have seen it, please let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of the movie. I'm not sure if it's streaming anywhere. I just happened across the movie at a movie stop, like right when I walked in. I kind of saw it staring at me and I thought it looked interesting, so I picked it up. So I'm sure it's available on like Amazon Video and maybe Hulu or something like that, but I don't think I saw it on Netflix. But like I said, let me know in the comment section what you thought about the movie and what you think about self-reflective horror in general, like that kind of little sub-genre. Let me know what you guys think about that. I quite enjoy it a lot of the time when it's well done and clever. I really enjoy those types of movies. I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And feel free to subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more of my face and hear more of my voice. And thank you if you were subscribed already. And until next time, stay strange. Bye.